Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel again today. We've just had the announcement that the FIA season is going to be starting on Wednesday. As you can see there, we got the manufacturers and the Nations Cup, and it's just some basic information. If you go on the game, you can actually go through to a page that will give you all the information to do with the points and stuff. There is some really nice features that are going to be added in with this official FIA season starting. Obviously you've got to be from the select countries that can participate, and it's going to be over 3 seasons. This first season is going to be 4 rounds long, not a very long season at all, probably because they've started it late is my theory on that one. And then July is going to be 8 rounds long, and then I think the final season is going to be 10 rounds long, and it's going to take place in August and September. So it's going to be basically 3 seasons that are going to be carried over into a final standings for a live event. So that's basically, they call it 3 seasons, but basically it's one. They're just doing all 3 seasons, classing it as 3, and it's going to then do a live event. And this is the most interesting part of what I've come across on all the information, is the new star player system. We already know about this from people mentioning it from the live finals that were at the Nürburgring. But basically, it's going to be a system that introduces the S license back to a select few drivers. Now, I say select few, it's a little bit too open. I feel they could have made this a little bit more rare. What it says is basically, if you finish in the top 10 for the manufacturer, or the top 200 overall, or the top 10 within your country, or the top 200 overall, in each one of the seasons for the following season, you will then be given the ability to have an S license instead of obviously the A+ license. Now, I'm guessing to be able to get this S license, you must already, well, I'm hoping that you must already have the A+ license, because you can't just give someone who's an S license. It doesn't really make sense. So hopefully that'll be one of the criteria, that you must already have this, system. You must already have the A+ license to be able to get this S license, and it seems fairly easy to do. It doesn't seem, I mean, I say easy, but I expected it to be a bit harder than what that would entail. I was expecting maybe if you finish within the top 10 overall for each season, then you're entitled to the star player system, or the top 20. If you get into the top 24 stars race, then you get into the star player system. That was probably how I expected them to do this system. However, it's however they want to do it, and it's going to be the same for everyone else. So it's not a massive issue. I think I know why the seasons have been split up. It's fairly obvious when you think about it why we've got a clear divide every month. It's because obviously we get the monthly patches with BOP changes, and that's why the first season is only going to be 4 rounds long, because they're not going to be wanting to change BOP mid-championship. So what you're going to get there is obviously the first 4 rounds are going to take place, and then we're probably going to get a patch that changes the BOP and alters it. So the current BOP we're on now is probably going to be the season 1 BOP. So it's going to be interesting to see what tracks are on there for certain groups of car and stuff, in terms of the manufacturers, to decide what manufacturer we pick. I still have no idea what manufacturer I'm going to pick, because we don't have any schedule yet on what tracks it's going to be. Like I say, this could have changed by now, by the time this video is out, but it's going to be really interesting. But I'm really looking forward to finally getting back into these FIA races. So a little bit disappointed that they're keeping them on the same days by the looks of it. So the nations and the manufacturers is going to be on the same day. That is a little bit disappointing in my view, because I did want to have these on separate days. I think they could have done it, even if it was a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then a Saturday and Sunday. I feel it would have made sense. I feel it would have got more people able to enter both of them. I feel it's a little bit disappointing that they've kept them on the same days, because like myself, by the time everything's ready in the family, we've had dinner, we've got the children to bed, and we can get on, actually get on these games. It's like 8 o'clock is the first race I can get on, and that's going to be with no practice. So you jumping on with no practice at 8 o'clock, and then by the time you get to the 9 o'clock race, most of the top racers have already done their races, and the splits aren't as high. You won't get as much points, and even then, if you really want to practice, you're not going to get a chance to do both races. You might want to go for the 9 o'clock race, and then you might not then be able to practice for the 10 o'clock, because you'd only have 10 minutes practice to do the nations race, for example. I just think it would have made more sense to do these on separate days, but they've picked that way, so that's the way it's going to be. it doesn't look like they're going to change their ways in that respect, and that's fine. It's up to them. But I just think it would have been nice to get more people actually participating in both of these championships, especially with them being on obviously at, I think it's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 p.m. Most races, I think you find that most races tend to go for the earlier slot in terms of the competition, the tougher competition. But a lot of people can't get on that early, and it's a little bit strange, but that's how it is. And it's just great that we've actually got this back finally, because it's been a long wait without FIA races on my channel. I have missed doing them, especially with the stronger competition and stuff. The daily races are great, but in general you're only getting like 3 or 4 top racers in each race. These FIA races can have up to like 15 of the top racers in each race if you've in a very strong competitive lobby. So it's going to be really interesting to be back in these and to see what manufacturers people are going. Obviously, the people's selection are going to be based on the track, so that's going to be interesting to see what tracks they are. But once obviously all the information's out with the tracks, it could be out later today. I'm not too sure. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the tracks. I'll then make probably a decision, and then on the day that the FIA starts, probably in the morning, I'll release a video to show you guys what manufacturer I've picked, and hopefully it's going to be a good choice. I made a good choice in the last one with the Ferrari. The Group 3 was a bit tough to drive though, so I 100% won't be going the Ferrari again, because the Group 3 car was just a little bit too hard and a little bit too tricky to drive and get the most out of. So I'll be picking something different this time, and just trying to pick something that's going to do well consistently as well. Not always the best idea to go for the ultimate fast car, because consistency can pay off in these, especially this 4-round one, because the first season's 4 rounds. I'm guessing it's just going to be 2 or 3 of your best rounds, so consistency is going to be so important in this first season. So that is my advice for this first season: pick a consistent car. It's going to benefit you probably in the short one. In the longer ones, when you've got like 8 or 10 rounds, that's when you can probably be a bit more aggressive with your car choice, I would say. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a quick update. All these FIA races are going to be uploaded to the channel as soon as I finish them, probably the day after or the day after that. Hopefully I can get as many of these done as possible in terms of nations and FIA, the manufacturer. I can't promise I'll be able to do all the nations. I will try my best to do as much as possible, even if it's doing the 10 o'clock race that won't be ultimately competitive. As long as I get a race on it, I think that's what I want to do, just to be on the leaderboard somewhere. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to be back with more races, obviously, throughout the coming days. So make sure, if you've not subscribed already to the channel, make sure you hit that subscription button. I do upload every single day, and every single FIA race will be uploaded from all the top split races I do. And obviously, give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, everyone.